Hey everybody, it's Michael Midnight again with Mik Tek Studios, and I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about customer service, or at least lack thereof, on the experiences that I guess we get on a day-to-day basis with the companies that we deal with now. So it is a word, unfortunately, that gets thrown around more often than not. I don't necessarily think that it holds the genuineness that it used to, or really what it's supposed to stand for. So let me just give you an example. You're walking into a store, and before you're fully even in the door, and the door is even closed completely, some voice from somewhere in the store, back of the office, wherever it may be, shouts to you, "Hey, welcome to our name store," whatever it is. Let's call it Orange Store. "Hey, welcome to Orange Store. What brought you in today? What can I help you with?" You're not even exactly sure what the person looks like, where they are. You're not even fully in the store to let the dust settle as you close the door. Or does this sound a little more familiar to you? You're on the phone, you get passed off to somebody who you know doesn't speak English very well. And unfortunately, they, according to the scripts, because that's really what it sounds like when you speak to them, which they do read from, they don't really sound like they're going to help you. You don't feel like you're going to be helped. You feel like you're just going to waste your time. So you call in and they hold and they look it up and, "Okay, sir, hold on one moment while I try to see if I can get that information. Is that okay, sir?" "Okay." And then you wait and you wait and you wait. And then they come back, and unfortunately they would love to help you, but there's nothing they can do, right? Sounds all too familiar. Now, unfortunately, this has just become the norm in our day-to-day interactions with business. They say that customer service is critical and key, but unfortunately, it just really seems to be the other way around. It's almost like an inconvenience that the customers are there interacting. Now, I've dealt with this on a personal basis myself. I actually used to work in a call center. And just a quick background about this actual call center. This is a major call center in the Northeast. I don't really want to go into too much detail about the employees or clients or anything like that, just due to the value of the security and privacy of the whole process. What I will say, however, though, is during my time there, which was well over a year, the requirement was 15 seconds or less of after call time, which is ACW for those listening who are part of the call center experience. And what they're really looking for is 6 seconds or less. Those are the people that stood out. I was in that tier for the first month or so doing my training. After the second month, until I left, I had 0 to 1 second after call time. You are hearing that correctly. 0 to 1 seconds after call time. I also had the highest compliment call records in the history of the company. This is not for me to pat myself on the back. This is just to give you a little bit of leverage as to what it is that we're talking about here. So let's dig in. There were so many compliment calls that I had. Not only did people think I was gaming the system, but it was just about one critical flaw that I'm not sure why, but people just didn't seem to catch up on. I'll explain. In the call center, it's probably about 11:30 at night. This was a 24-hour call center. And the call that I'm going to refer to had bounced around a couple of, well, let's just call them senior level representatives and almost low-level managers. And it is a diverse group of people. You have some collections people. Fact of the matter is that this call bounced from one senior rep to the other senior rep. And they, from what I heard in between the phone calls that I was taking, I would just basically hear the same thing. And the pattern was they were telling the customer what they couldn't do for them. Me as a person, I hate people telling me what they can't do for me. I want to know what you can do. I want to know what you can help me with. I understand the no's. I get no's every day. That's fine. I want to hear yes. I want to hear, well, this isn't something I think we can do right now, but here's what we can do. Unfortunately, as those calls happen to keep coming in, there's only a finite amount of reps that are going to answer those phones. I'm one of those reps, so I got the call. And unfortunately, because I knew that the individual on the phone was going to be irate, I decided to do something completely different. And off script, if you will. I decided to listen. I decided to listen to a woman who was trying to just pay the bill. And she was just doing simply that. Now, for whatever reason, there was a misunderstanding. There was something as to why, for one reason or another, just her information, her request, her authorization was never noted on the account, and it just slipped through the cracks. So I've dealt with this myself. It's incredibly aggravating. I'm just here to pay a bill or do something real quick, and meanwhile, there's all these crazy reasons why I can't. So all she was really looking for after our conversation, I literally took my monitor off, I spun my chair around, I said, "Man, we're just going to have a conversation. This is just me and you talking. Just talk to me. What's going on?" And what she really just wanted to know was a payment time frame. She didn't want to miss the deadline of the payment that she was trying to make. She wrote the check out. It was 2 weeks ago. It wasn't cash. She just wanted to make sure whether or not to make a payment within the next day or two online, so then that way she wasn't late. That's pretty understandable. All she was looking for was to have her fears and desires addressed. And not only that, what was it that she was actually asking for? Just a payment time frame. She has to be an authorized user to get a payment time frame? Really? Senior representatives and everybody else who's been with this company for so many years more than me couldn't just cite this woman an easy payment time frame in a nice manner? Come on. That was it. That's all she wanted. It was something very, very simple. But unfortunately, because we have become accustomed in a society of so many no's, and that just became the norm. Those no's became the norm that everybody got accustomed to just giving. That's not customer service. That's lack of customer service. So the lady, not only that, she was very happy at the end of our phone call, and actually ended up getting a compliment call out of that. And my manager of all people, my supervisor, was on the line listening to that call. He had noticed the irate individual who was jumping from rep to rep to rep. So he was monitoring the call. I got pulled over and sat down afterwards, and he says, Michael, I just don't know how you did that. I don't know how you did that. I'm impressed. The fact of the matter is that this wasn't anything amazing. This was just standard active listening skills. This is basics. I'm getting patted on the back for basics. Now, there are people that go completely out of their way for customer service experiences, and they are amazing, and I applaud them. This could not be further from an amazing experience. It was just listening. That's it. But the inability to listen, it's just something that I have experienced more often than not on a day-to-day basis. And sometimes you just have to deal with the situation in a very humane manner. With that being said, I hope that just a couple of these stories and experiences that I've dealt with and shared can really just make an impact for other people listening. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. This is Michael Midnight again with Mik Tek Studios, miktek.tv. You can look us up on social media, Mik Tek Studios, on just about every platform except for Google+, where I think it's Mik Tek Studios and the number 1. Feel free to shoot an email, like and subscribe, and follow along. Thanks a lot. See you again. Bye now.